So the Pokemon Presents just happened and fans are going wild about all the news that dropped, and it's about that time of year again where we have plenty of things to look forward to later this year. I was pretty spot on in the last video of what we could expect to see in the latest presentation, and wondered to myself just what on earth some of you people were cooking thinking that we're going to get a new mystery dungeon game. Jokes aside, I'm really looking forward to all that's coming for us this year, especially for Scarlet and Violet, so with that being said, let's jump right into this. Of course, we tend to start presentations pretty lightly with some side announcements. A brand new game board for the trading card game was released alongside a re-release of the OG TCG metagame. The product will receive a sneak peek at the Pokemon World Championships happening this year in Japan. I predicted a new visual series to be worked on, and glory behold, Pokemon Concierge. Taking inspiration from Japanese stories, fan series, and even the manga to bring them to life. I was shocked to see only Zacian be revealed as the next Pokemon Unite champion to be added into the game. I was expecting a set of Pokemon to be released as a character wave that would release at different times of the year, but shockingly enough, this didn't happen. I have absolutely nothing to say about Pokemon Cafe. A semi-big update for Pokemon Masters as expected, with gems and new pairs being released. Typically an update of this size tends to happen for Masters, so it's cool to see support still being given to that game. In other news, we finally got news about Pokemon Sleep, where everyone thought this was extinct and never to be shown the light again. We were proven wrong as we get introduced to how Pokemon Sleep will work. I didn't think there would be so much going in for Sleep, but the content they showed for something like this was rather impressive. You're on an island with the professor, and as you take a rest, the game will measure how long you slept. Depending on the type of sleep style recorded, it will lure Pokemon that sleep similar to that style for you to collect. They revealed an accessory if you want a fun way to record your sleep data, which will be incorporated into Pokemon Go later in the future. How adorable Snorlax looked with its little head on too. The main news, however, for Scarlet and Violet took everyone by surprise. Brand new Paradox Pokemon Walking Wake, Dragon Water type, and Iron Leaves Grass and Psychic type take it to the raid dens for us to catch. And let me tell you, Scarlet boys stay winning. The sketches within the books that we saw during the story kinda resembled these Paradox forms, and here they are brought to life. I'm not exactly too sure why people were upset that they didn't keep the designs from the books, when it's already indicated that those drawings are only what was imagined. Walking Wake is unique in its own sense, a water type that can be used in sun teams. One of its abilities is that it raises a stat under the sun, and its signature move increases by 50% while under the sun to launch a very strong attack. And I can tell that this Pokemon will be very good in VGC. Iron Leaves' ability raises its attack under electric terrain with Psyblade as its signature move. This move increases in power by 50% if used in electric terrain as well. I was surprised to hear that we were able to catch these so soon, as that they went to the approach of doing a raid den as opposed to an in-game event to obtain these Pokemon. I personally would have loved to see how they connected with the DLC, but I guess we won't be seeing that. We got confirmation that Generation 9 will be compatible with Pokemon Go, and that Home will receive support early this year, which I would predict to be in a couple of weeks actually. Beside all of that, we finally got a glimpse at what the DLC will contain for Generation 9. The Hidden Treasure of Area Zero is a two-part story set for the fall and winter of this year. I'm surprised to see them so close to each other, as I was expecting them to release one soon like in the summer, and then we probably would have to wait a couple of months in the next one, but honestly, I like how they did this. Not too much of a long wait apart from each other. Part 1 is a school trip to Hirakami, outside the region's map, and a brand new location where you'll discover the mysteries of the area's folktales. Okidoki, Monkidori, and Pheasant Deputy. I'm taking a wild guess that these are the mythical/legendary Pokemon who share a similar rundown of Entei, Raikou, and Suicune, who also protected things in the past. Of course, they will be a part of the story, so we will have to wait and see to learn more things about them. But I love the theme that we are heading in for the first part. The outfits and designs look really cool. Ogerpon is the name of the supposed mythical/legendary, and that's pretty much it. Looks to have a pretty cool mask design, but I really do wonder what this Pokemon is actually all about. It looks very, I guess, hidden and mysterious in its own way. Part 2 takes place in Blueberry Academy, where you're an exchange student coming to visit. The faculty takes place in the ocean that's focused on battling. This is probably the closest that we'll ever get to a Battle Frontier-like setting. The focus is battling, but again we will have to wait and see if there's more to it than just battling. The Battle Frontier, of course, as we know it, is a very cool place that we don't get to see returned into the modern games, and if there's anything remotely similar to it in this DLC, then I'm all in for it. The silhouettes almost made the new characters introduced look like the Elite Four members, but I think they are more than that. Terabagos is the name of the other mythical/legended that we will see, with a cool old typings pattern on its back. Personally, probably one of the most unique Pokemon introduced, as I can tell there's probably going to be so much information and lore that we're going to learn about this Pokemon. We will meet Kyrian and Carmine, who are siblings that will appear in both DLCs, students at Blueberry Academy, and the both of them like to call Hidekami their home. Carmine is strong-willed and doesn't like to express her emotions all too much, as she tends to have the keep-to-yourself type of personality. The description expresses she's a bit tough on people, so perhaps a character developing type of story for Carmine to get used to us over time, as opposed to Kyrian, who immediately has an interest in the player upon arrival, but is rather shy. Now we got confirmation of over 200 Pokemon returning, which is awesome. I noticed that Milotic, Metagross, and Whimsicott made it back, which is going to be huge for VGC. Now, a data mine in the game showcased the Pokédex entries being removed from the game, which happened before in Sword and Shield, and when it did happen, all those Pokemon returned to the game. Now it's happening again for Scarlet and Violet. Here is the list of Pokemon on your screen that will make a return. Mamoswine is listed on this list, so for proof of legitimacy, we see a silhouette of Mamoswine on a computer screen in the trailer. So when the report came in about the missing Dex entries, then this should prove it. Now notice that all of the starters are returning to the game. Oh brother. All except Generation 5 Unova starters and Delphox and Chestnut. This automatically caused me to panic. We've been missing out on Generation 4 starters for a while, and then we got BDSP. Now the Unova starters are not here, and probably for the foreseeable future, that can only mean one thing. Something is coming for Generation 5, and us missing 2 of the Kalos starters could only mean the same thing later on. I don't know about you, but I really do not want a Generation 5 remake after what happened with Generation 4. Though I'm really excited to see these Pokemon return and finding out what kind of chaos it will unleash in the competitive scene, that part always excites me. Speaking of which, the 60-minute timer is also apparently back for single players, so they finally won that battle after a dreaded time period of being forced to play in singles 6v6 within a 20-minute timer or less. They can finally rest easy now. I recommend treading carefully online, as spoilers have begun for the DLC, so if you don't want to be spoiled so soon, then stay off the socials every now and then. That's pretty much it in what was delivered, and I'm honestly surprised we didn't get something too insane as a reveal. I asked you guys in a community post on what grade you would give the presentation, and the grade of C won. I can understand why. It wasn't anything too crazy this time around, and I was really hoping a secret announcement like I mentioned in the last video, but I guess it's not happening this time. You guys can let me know what you think of the DLC and what possible theories that you may have for it. Will we see returning characters in the game? Overall, I'm really excited and looking forward to everything. That's all I got for you guys today. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.